Hey guys, it's Excel. I'm here with a special guest. Now, I'm sure you've seen in many videos of me giving shoutouts to this person before because she helped me put some of my videos together. My girlfriend Sarah is with me here to talk about my trip to Budapest, Hungary.
Hello!
So you probably don't know this, but I like to travel. I've been to several states and this was my first time traveling outside of my country. Now I know a lot of people are going to ask why I chose Hungary to be the first country I go to. And I know I can't just say, because! There is something else I've been keeping private for almost a year now. It's that the two of us are in a long distance relationship. We've known each other for almost a year and a half now, and this was our first time meeting up in real life. It's been a lot of stress getting up until this point, but it has been worth it for both of us. So Sarah, let's talk about the adventure of this trip. So, the meetup. First of all, I had to take 2 flights to get here. I left from LA and I landed in London. And then from there, I went from London to Budapest. And that was the longest flight I've ever been on. And I also learned how hard it is to sleep on a flight. I think my eyes were closed for maybe 4 or 5 hours, but I only slept for like 2 hours. And getting used to the time zones didn't exactly help either. Also, the food was pretty good though. They offered eggs for breakfast, and there was like a muffin and some coffee. And for dinner, there was pasta, and there was also like a side salad, and there was also some tea as well. So, yeah, that was kind of the boring part. But the actual exciting part, once I landed in Budapest, you were really hyped as soon as I landed.
Actually, I was somewhere between hyped and worried because we were still on the bus on our way to the airport, and he messaged me out of nowhere saying that, oh, I just landed. I was like, we are still like so far away.
Oh yeah.
And we still need some time because his flight ended up arriving way too early.
Yeah, it was like 20 minutes early, but I had to sit and wait for my luggage for like 20 minutes anyway, so I guess that made up for that time. And everyone was always telling me about how you can lose your luggage and stuff. I didn't lose my luggage, but I lost something else.
A wheel.
Yes. Yeah, my luggage was one of the last luggages to show up, and I was so glad when I saw it, because I was so worried I was going to lose it or something, and when I got it, one of the wheels on the backpack was missing, so I had to carry it, and I didn't really mind. As soon as I got that luggage, though, I ran out that door just to look and see if I could find you and meet you. I ran through some people and their luggage because they were just going really slow. But as soon as I stepped outside on that exit, I was looking around. I looked at first from the left side all the way to the right side, and I saw a bunch of names written on whiteboards. None of them were of me. And eventually, when I looked all the way onto the right side, I saw Sarah over there just sitting.
Smiling like a psychopath.
Yes, you were smiling a lot. I ran over there, I dropped my luggage, I dropped my backpack, and I also dropped my phone. And I didn't seem to mind one bit, and I don't think you did. And I think that was...
No, actually, the other thing that made me just a little bit worried was because right in front of the exit, people were just standing there because they just arrived and they were trying to find where they have to go, and they were standing right in front of that door, and I didn't see anything, but that wasn't that big of a problem after all. Yeah.
I found Sarah within... it felt like a minute, but I think it was actually like 10 to 20 seconds. Maybe not even that much.
Just a few seconds.
Yeah, I ran up to her and gave her a big hug.
We also have a picture of that.
Yeah. So, the city itself, though. Obviously, it's my first time here. And I'm sure you're kind of used to it, I would say.
I'm used to some parts of it, but not like every street and every place. Mm-hmm. Just a small part.
Yeah, and I will say the first time I actually went through the city, it was nighttime, and it was really beautiful. There wasn't too many Christmas lights, but the lighting was pretty decent. There were some places that were nicer than others.
I still remember on the first train when you arrived, I was like, oh, don't fall asleep, maybe just look outside and see what's in there, and it was like pitch black. We couldn't see anything, and I was just trying to keep you awake, but that didn't work out, and it was really sad.
Yeah, there was no Uber there, but we got around with like metros and trams and trains. It's my first time on like travel trains. Actually, I've been on a few, but it's been years since I have. And as for metros, the only other time I think I was on a metro was in San Francisco. But let's see, we can talk about some highlights of this trip. Like when we first went out to the city, we took a few metros to get there, but we hiked up this huge hill. It took a while to climb up this hill. The view itself from the hill was amazing.
Especially because it was nighttime.
Oh yeah, there was lots of lights. You can see both sides of the city, and you can really see like the size of the city. Like it doesn't end. It's really big. We got to see several areas of the mountain, a statue on top of it. We got to see the stores as well, but they were all closed because it was really late. And let's see, we got to see a secret spot, and the reason
yeah, that secret spot is actually known by many people. The reason why it's called secret spot is because there isn't really an official path that leads there. Just a few kids discovered it like 10-15 years ago, and it's been known by actually a lot of people. It's just not something like it's known like officially.
And then we got to go to the main part of the mountain, and the main reason why we came here, and that was because of the playground, right?
Yes, that is a playground. So we were traveling for about 40 minutes. We climbed the mountain, and it was just stairs everywhere. We climbed the mountain just because of a playground.
Yeah, totally.
How old are we again?
Yeah, I was actually surprised to hear that there was a playground on this mountain, because it didn't look like there was really any flat surfaces for there to be a playground on, but I guess I was wrong about that. We explored most of the landmarks, I would say. Definitely not all of them, because the city's so big, but we got to most of the big landmarks, and we took pictures of most of them. And I will say that everything there, especially those landmarks, they all just look really beautiful.
Just like me.
Yeah, just like you. And eventually it was just getting really cold, and we took the train all the way back home. And then eventually we made plans to meet up with a bunch of other friends, a bunch of Sarah's friends, which was on Saturday. And basically our plan was to go to this escape room and then later go to this one gaming bar that's called Barcraft. I thought
yes.
She kept telling me that it was Minecraft themed.
Because it says craft.
It wasn't
It
Minecraft
doesn't have
themed.
to make. It doesn't have to make sense. It was more like other games, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't Minecraft though.
But I'm sure you can play Minecraft there.
Yeah, you probably could. Eventually, Saturday hits. We left first thing in the morning. We settled on meeting at this really large mall. It was a lot taller than I'm used to as far as malls go, because the only malls that in my area are like 2 stories, because I guess you're not allowed to have more than 2-story malls because of earthquakes or something like that. I don't really know.
Yeah, and then there goes the fact that we don't really have those, and even if we do have those, it's more like the small ones that you can't even feel it. So it's not really a problem for them, so that's why we have some bigger malls.
So Sarah and I went to the Well, we first went to the train station to get to there, and we met one of our friends and her boyfriend. And then after that, we took a train to the city, and then we found the mall. What was the name of the mall again? It was like West something?
West End.
West End.
We went to the West End.
Yes, we went to
the West End.
We went to the West End, and we were in there for a few minutes having some bubble tea.
Yep.
So we all met, and there was 6 of us total. We went through all the places and all the floors of the mall, and it was pretty big. I wasn't expecting to see such a large mall in the city, I guess. Some parts of it were 4 floors tall. Other parts were mostly 3. There was lots of food places, but I didn't recognize many places. Obviously, there was like a shop for like, I don't know, Sony, and then like the food places, you obviously have your McDonald's and Burger King, and there was a Subway in one of the malls.
Yes, and the bigger mall had like a whole floor just for food places.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
It had like, I would say it had a food place from almost every country in the world.
Yeah, there was a Mexican place there too, selling burritos. There was also like a Japanese food place.
Chinese.
Oh, I didn't see the Chinese one.
I saw
There was
Italian.
There was a Georgian
Yes,
food place.
that wasn't in the mall. It was next to that escape room.
Yeah, there was. We mostly went around the mall exploring things. We didn't really buy anything because things in the mall can be kind of expensive. But we did eat in there. We ate at Burger King twice, and that's the most amount of times I've eaten Burger King in a row.
Advertisement.
Yeah, there you go, Burger King, free publicity.
It was good.
So then we eventually left the mall and we went over to the escape room, which is the reason why we wanted to meet up.
Wait, my mom messaged me.
Oh, God.
Okay, I'm done with that. So.
Thanks. Okay, so we then headed over to the main reason why we all met together, and that was to visit this escape room. And for those of you that don't know what an escape room is, basically you are trapped in this room and you have to search for these hidden clues.
Actually, the story, I read the story of it online, and it said that you are trapped in a room and you have to find your way out, just like in those movie series, I guess. That's like around solving mysteries. And there were a lot of suspects. And
there was 23 of them.
Yes. We had the names of them in a piece of paper, and there were clues all around this room. The room actually wasn't that big, so that surprised me, but we had 90 minutes to solve it, like all, and to get out of the room.
Oh, it was an adventure.
It was. So we had 90 minutes, and
there were like several things set up for us to solve. Like there were hidden codes that we had to solve for locks to unlock safes, I guess would be a way to call them.
And the one thing that surprised me is it doesn't matter what order you exactly trying to solve it, it all makes sense when time goes by, so it doesn't really matter which one we try to solve first, because it has like so many possibilities.
Oh yeah. And the thing with the escape room, like some of the tasks you had to do were just really stressful and frustrating. Like there was, let's see, I guess I could talk about that one task where there was that one ball we had to get.
Actually, there was a big box on the wall, and
there was like a bunch of wooden planks that were on this, like inside of the box, like a bunch of platforms that went up to the top. And what you had to do is you weren't able to get inside the box. Well, the only way of moving the ball was by using these like forks, these really long forks on both sides of the box, and you had to slowly take turns. You had one person on one side, one person on the other, lifting up the ball, landing it on a platform to hand off to the second person so he can take it around to the next level so that the other person can then grab the ball again with the fork and carry it up to the next level. And the simplest mistakes just drop the ball all the way back to the very beginning. And let's see, I think the first time it happened, because this happened a few times, I was doing this with Ash, and we got to the very last platform. All I had to do was just hand her the ball, and I handed her the ball. The ball decided, no, I'm not going to stay on the fork this one time, and it rolled all the way down to the bottom.
And both of you screamed.
Yes, both of us screamed. I'm thinking, okay, you know what? We got the hang of this now. We can do this much faster and much easier now.
That's what you said for like 4 more times.
No. They don't need to know that I did that 4 times. So
okay, sorry.
It's fine. So the second time, we got up to the very last platform once again, and the person I was with, she tried to grab the ball out of my fork. We screwed up once again. The ball fell all the way back to the bottom. She screamed, I screamed, I fell on the floor because I was about to have a meltdown because of how stressful this thing was. So then, after that, you helped me this time.
Yep, it was more successful, but I think we dropped it
No,
once.
we dropped it on the same spot.
Yes, on the same exact spot.
Yes, and then after that...
And we screamed.
Yes, and then I realized, okay, you know what? Maybe there is some other way of doing this. So how about, as soon as I hand you the ball, once you get to the very top platform, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run to the other side and stick my fork in the same area, because one fork was longer than the other, to hold on to the ball to make sure it wouldn't fall. And then you had the brilliant idea of sticking my hand through the very top, because there was a small opening through the top. I stuck my hand through it and reached all the way through and eventually grabbed the ball and got it out. That was a solid 20 minutes of my life.
Yes.
Very stressful.
Actually, the thing that took the most time was when you dropped the fork inside the box on accident. And then I think it was Ash who said okay, here is this fake flower decoration, use it as a chopstick. And so here I see him using 2 fake flowers as chopsticks to get out a fork of a box.
No, I wasn't the one who put the fork in there, okay? I mean, I made it a little bit worse, but I wasn't the person who stuck it in there. However, I had the brilliant idea of taking these 2 flower stems out of the flower pot to use as chopsticks to fish out the fork. And I was actually able to do it, and that was probably the greatest moment I had that night.
It was impressive.
Yes, it was very impressive.
I wonder actually, because there was a camera in the room and the guy who was watching us this whole time to make sure that we know what we are supposed to do, and I just wonder what he was thinking while watching us.
Yeah.
And watching him using flowers as chopsticks is probably one of the best moments of his entire job.
Yeah, so we never quite got to finish the escape room.
So the guy in the end told us that we got about 80% of the process done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only because we didn't ask. We had this confidence that we will be able to do it, because it was the 6 of us, we can do it, come on. No, we couldn't. And he said that next time, if we try, then we should just ask. And if they help us, then we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Yeah, let's see, we had to have 4 names left remaining out of the 23, and I think there was 10 or 11 left? I don't remember.
I think it was 9 names, and I don't know where the last few ones were.
Well, remember there was that one box in the ceiling that had the numbers in the face?
Yes.
And there was the part where you had to open the door or something. I don't know. And then there was like that math problem. I think those are the last few we had left.
Yep, we couldn't solve a math problem. And you do know that she's actually in a university and she's really good at math, but we didn't even have enough numbers, and that was the reason why we couldn't solve it.
Yeah. We had to find like a bunch of numbers hidden in some room, and we couldn't find all of them to plug them all in. Yeah. But it was... I enjoyed it. And then...
I enjoyed it too.
And then after that, we headed off to this one bar. It was called Barcraft. Surprisingly not themed to Minecraft. But it was a lot different than what I was expecting. So you had a bunch of tables laying around. You had one bar on the first floor. It was 2 floors. And on the second floor, not only did you have like a bunch of tables, you had computers, and you had a bunch of like gaming consoles like all around the perimeter of the room, and they were nicer computers than mine. I wonder they were usually like a few $1,000s a piece.
I never had a single thought about a bar like for gamers to drink.
Yeah.
Like it being a thing. I had no idea it exists, but...
Yeah. So, basically, we showed up to this bar because one of our friends wanted to show off the game Cards Against Humanity, and Sarah, up until this point, never really heard of it.
I actually did hear about it quite a lot, I just never played it, so...
Oh.
I didn't really know the rules and how to play it, but I did hear about it, and I also saw the cards too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just part of them.
Yeah. It's basically, if you've never heard of Cards Against Humanity, one person is like kind of like the judge. He plays a black card, which usually is a question, or it's like a fill in the blank, and then you have 7 other white cards, and you try to play the card that would best fit it. Usually it can be a joke, something serious, or most of the time, since this is an adult version of Apples to Apples, it's something dirty, I guess. But yeah, we definitely got a good laugh out of that, that's for sure.
It was amazing. And then I got a drink, it was like some peach. Mm-hmm. It was really good, and I got it, and I got the biggest one too. It was like bigger than my head. It was amazing.
Yeah. After we finished Cards Against Humanity, we all said our goodbyes, went home, and yeah, that was pretty much it for the city itself. Other than that, I was just trying to enjoy my last couple of hours with Sarah before I... So if you guys were also wondering, like, with the lack of uploads and stuff, it's because I've been in Budapest this past week, and also I've been preparing for this trip for a long time, and now that it's finally happened, I'll finally be able to get back to some more Block Story uploads like I promised before this year ends. I would like to finish Season 3 before this year ends. That's what I would like to do. And if I need any help, I know I can always count on Sarah to help me with my videos.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
And now let's go for Season 4!
Oh god! I don't know about that. Alright guys, so that pretty much is a small, like, recap of my trip in Budapest. I took lots of pictures, lots of videos, which were playing in the background while we were talking. And I hope you guys enjoyed our little conversation we had about this whole trip. I had a great time here. It was a really wonderful time. And I know Sarah had a great time, right?
I did.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to say anything else?
Subscribe to my channel. I mean, yeah, so I would like to say thank you for letting me talk in your video, and also please tell people to subscribe to my channel, because I'm so close to having like
I think you
27 subscribers. I only need one.
Of course you do. Yeah, subscribe to Sarah's channel, link in the description. It has no videos on it. She's always in the comment section too. She's always usually the first person to comment.
Just because you send me the link when it's like unlisted for me to comment.
Yeah, I mean, I always have to get some help of verifying to make sure that the video is accurate and it doesn't have any mistakes. And her channel's like Zoe's It's or something. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's a secret.
But anyway, guys, this has just been me with my video manager, Sarah/girlfriend. Just doing a small little podcast and just giving you an update of what's been happening. I will be home shortly, and this video will be up by the time I'm home. And I'll have up some more Black Story videos for you guys really soon, I promise. So thank you guys so much for watching this podcast, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Subscribe to his channel.